that I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna live close to the sun. Oh, pack your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be famous. Na 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 na. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
Well, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the Animation Block Cartoon Podcast. This is episode number 20. Yes, 20. We've made it. We have finally made it. We've got a pretty cool show for you guys today. As usual, just your usual three topics. A kind of an outrageous type show we'll start off with Son of Zorn, which is a brand new show. It's a half animated, half live action, which we'll get into all the specs of that. It's a combo show like that, kind of focused around a He-Man-ish type character known as Zorn, and it's on Fox. It's a comedy show, kind of Adult Swim-like, so we'll talk about that. We're going to start off with that review. Then we're going to move into all of these new, or I guess not really new, these older Cartoon Network shows being canceled. The regular show, it's gone. It's going to be off the air after season 8. There won't be a season 9. Amazing World of Gumball, that show is gone also. After like season 6, I guess the creator decided that he didn't want to do it anymore. All that, they're leaving on good terms, but bottom line is those are two really big Cartoon Network shows. So then you raise the question, where does Cartoon Network go next? And closing off the show, a pretty cool, or maybe more quiet review from Jacen Grayson. He's coming at us with his Total Drama Island Season 1 review. And it was very surprising to me that he had never seen Season 1. Or maybe he saw episodes here and there in past years, but he finally watched the full season from beginning to end. It's beautiful. It really is. I absolutely love this show. I'll give my brief thoughts on it, and then we're going to hear all about what Jacen has to say about it, because, you know, I always love to hear the opinions of people who really aren't familiar with it. So we're going to have a lot of fun. 20th episode, we'll be back next week with some other fun stuff, a lot of big stuff going on right now in cartoons and animation, so you get ready for next week also, just heads up for that. So let's start in with our Son of Zorn review. So basically, Son of Zorn, it's all about this character known as Zorn, and he was kind of like He-Man. And the world that they've set up is like this older 2D animation style, and it's all about, you know, Zorn saving his, you know, fantasy realm that he's in, you know, with all of his companion warriors, very similar to Masters of the Universe. It really has that type of vibe. And, you know, he's been doing this. He wants to fulfill his destiny of being the greatest warrior he possibly can. Oh, wait, but he realizes that it's his son's 17th birthday coming up. So he wants to go and return home to, I believe, Orange County, California? And he wants to go see his son and his ex-wife and all of that, or, yeah, whatever. So then it kind of transfers over from that 2D animation, older type style, to a live action show, but they have put this 2D big, you know, version of Zorn, and they've thrown him into this live action thing. And it's very cool. It's a very interesting take. I don't think we've seen anything quite like it in recent years, at least. If you guys have ever seen Space Jam with the Looney Tunes characters and Michael Jordan, it really has that type of vibe where, you know, you've got the 2D animation characters in a real world type setting. And I'm sure the live action characters will go to Zorn's realm as well. They don't really explain where Zorn is. It's some fantasy type island that you know, it's got all the dragons and monsters and all of that. But this is where it gets interesting. So, starting off again, Zorn, he is voiced by Jacen Sudeikis, who is an absolutely comedic genius. Very funny guy. Used to be SNL, now he's in a lot of, R-rated comedy movies. He's a really funny actor. He does a lot of those raunchy type rated R movies, but he's funny. So, he voices Zorn in a really fun way, and it's definitely his voice. You could tell it's his voice, but he has a bit of a distinctness to it. He brings a distinctness to it. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And it's kind of fun because the plot of the story is basically, we've seen this before. It's nothing brand new. But Zorn Son of Zorn is all just about a kind of distraught family. And, you have the dad who's kind of a jackass asshole, going off doing his own thing, but then he kind of wants to come back much later in life and develop a relationship with his kid, or he wants to be friends with his ex-wife or whatever. But of course, then the ex-wife and the son, they all have lives. They've all grown up and done everything without him. So it's that type of story. You've seen it so many times. I guarantee that was the plot of at least 3 or 4 movies this year. But it's done in such a different way now because with the 2D animation. He looks very much like he's ripped out of Masters of the Universe, and it's fun. It's fun. There's a good comedy there. It starts with it obviously starts with Zorn, but the way that they bleep out his words, the phrases that he uses, the things that he thinks is normal, and it only makes it more funnier because he is 2D. He's not a 3-dimensional character, so it doesn't look as natural, but that's why it's also funnier. And people don't they don't care. They on the street, Zorn will be walking. Everyone thinks it's normal. So it makes for some good comedy there. And the pilot, we get introduced to, of course, his son, his 17-year-old son. What's his name, Craig or something like that. And then we get into we meet his ex-wife. And the way that they explain his ex-wife is that she went on this, she fell in love with Zorn and 4 other guys when they were doing some, I guess, non-PG things, right? And there was a baby that was involved, and that baby is, of course, Zorn's son. This is a bit more of a above PG-13 show, so that's probably something to throw out there. It's fine. I think my favorite relationship, though, I think out of the whole show is between Zorn and Tim Meadows' character. Tim Meadows, of course, you guys all know Tim Meadows. Maybe you don't know him by name, but if you see him, you know him. He was in Mean Girls. He was on SNL for a long time. I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but he's in so much. He really is, all the time. And he just plays this neighbor type character that Zorn absolutely cannot stand. And it's almost like, if you guys have ever seen Family Guy, you know how Quagmire's kind of like that. He's obviously friends with Peter Griffin and all of them, but he's also kind of like the guy that everyone's like, oh man, just get out of here. So it's that type of relationship again. It's fine. The show is good for the most part. I don't think it's officially premiered. I think it's supposed to officially premiere on the 25th, and I don't buy. What day is that? Is that next Thursday? I want to say. What's today's date? The 17th. There, it is the 18th. So it premieres a week from today, next Sunday. So I think that's when it officially premieres. They aired the pilot last week. I didn't really get a chance to talk about it last week in last week's animation block, but overall I enjoyed it for the most part. There's a fresh spin to it. With Jacen Sudeikis plus this 2D plus live action, it makes for some fun and interesting stuff. And if you're a fan of shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama, Bob's Burgers, maybe South Park, American Dad, more of those R-rated, not R-rated, PG-14, 15, plus animation shows, I think you'd enjoy this. It's on Fox. It's a primetime network show, and it seems like it'll be a fun Sunday night show for people who are into that stuff. And, if you're not in it for the concept, then you're probably in it for the actors. Jacen Sudeikis, Tim Meadows, it's a lot of fun. So, I'd say it's the first episode, probably like a maybe 7.5, or maybe 8, out of 10. It was pretty good. It was okay, but of course, it's just a pilot. We don't know how it's going to spin out into, and it's no Rick and Morty, but it's going to be a fun show. So if you're a fan of some of those other 14 and up animated shows, I think you'd enjoy this a lot. Moving on to our second topic of the day. Regular show being canceled, and apparently Amazing World of Gumball also. So the big hitter here is obviously Regular Show. Now, Regular Show, probably one of the best shows on Cartoon Network right now. It's up there with some of the better ones. And it's a show, you all know about it. It's just a show about two best friends doing what they want. They work for this guy, Pops, right? And you've got all these other supporting characters. Is this wide range of variety. They made a movie out of it. It's very popular. People know it. It's, everyone knows about it. But it's coming to an end after season 8, apparently. I guess just for no big reason overall. I mean, I'm sure Cartoon Network realizes it's one of its most successful shows, so it's not like Cartoon Network decided to cancel it because they didn't want it anymore. It just seems like, maybe it was its time. And every cartoon, every show, everything has its time. Everything has to go eventually. So this just seems to be the time that Regular Show goes, and it falls into the library of past great, Cartoon Network shows, and, we'll move on to something else. Cartoon Network is rolling out a few new shows right now with Mighty Magiswords, which I'm a big fan of. Justice League Action is coming very soon. Everyone is in love with Steven Universe, so it's not like they don't have shows, but you have to think, like, what's going to take its place? Another show about two best friends? Because there's a lot of pilots out there, like Apple and Onion, or there's that one with the pink poof poodle girl or whatever. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Others you don't. But Cartoon Network has a lot of pilots out there right now, pilot episodes that they could pick up for series, but they haven't yet. And they're all kind of about two best friends doing whatever they want, which would seem to fill the spot and role of what Regular Show is and does. But it's interesting because it just seems so abrupt for Cartoon Network to come out right now, right when all the shows are coming back, for them to be like, yeah, we're not going to do another Regular Show season, right? We're going to just finish off season 8 and that's the end of it. So you have to wonder where they're going next and what plan that they have, because at the core of it, they're a business and they need to produce great shows to make business, and they have to, make money. And the way they make money is through viewership. So they got to make something popular as Regular Show. It's been on the air since like 2009, I believe. What is that? 7 years. They made a movie, right? I mean, it's big, So we'll see where that goes. We'll see what happens there. And then the other big thing was that Amazing World of Gumball, which is another big hitter on Cartoon Network right now. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it, and it's not that I don't have like a hate against it. I respect anybody who really likes it. I know that it has a huge fan base there. It is not one of my top Cartoon Network shows. There's other things that I like better than that. Starting with, I just don't totally care for the animation that much. It's just personal. I don't really, it's not overly appealing to me. And the characters can sometimes be annoying, but I guess that's on every show. It's just not one of my favorites, but I understand that it's a big deal for Cartoon Network and Cartoon Network fans. So the fact that the creator's coming here and he's like, yeah, we're going to be doing season 6 and that's it. We're done. There's no more of Amazing World of Gumball. It's on my terms. I don't want it anymore. All this, right? And it's not really Cartoon Network. It's the creator. So the way that they're going to be handling this is that, like I said, Amazing World of Gumball and Regular Show, two of Cartoon Network's biggest shows right now, are going to be gone. soon. So, you have to hope that Mighty Magiswords is the hit that they needed to be. I think it will be. I absolutely love everything that they're doing with Mighty Magiswords, from the mini series, the mini shorts. A show that I would really like, or an idea that I would really like to see come to a full series is OKKO Lakewood Plaza Turbo. They made an app out of it. There's a pilot out there. I think that would do really well. There's just a bunch of other things out there. I know Butch Hartman has a couple projects that he'd like to get out there, but I think Justice League Action will be a really good one. There's also like Be Cool Scooby-Doo and Wabbit, and they were on Cartoon Network last year. Bunincula, they were all on Cartoon Network last year. Cartoon Network doesn't air them anymore, so I don't know where they're going, what they're going to do, if we're going to see another Scooby-Doo series, if they're going to bring back Be Cool Scooby-Doo, Wabbit, another Looney Tunes series, Duck Dodgers, something like that. A lot of their classic cartoons have all gone to Boomerang, like Tom and Jerry. So I don't know what plan that they have. I don't think they have too many new series in development. They just have a bunch of these pilots they can pick and choose from. Hopefully they pick from some of the better ones and some of the not so great ones. But we're gonna see what regular show and Amazing World of Gumball end up getting replaced with. Again, it's not like any of these shows. It's not like Amazing World of Gumball is getting like the boot, or the regular shows getting the boot. They're both kind of just getting waived because it's their time. I get it. Everything has to come to an end. But I really hope that they're going in the right direction, Cartoon Network, especially what I've said in the last couple of weeks. If you guys have been watching the rest of the season 2 of the animation block, I've talked a lot about the future of cartoons. Pop culture and how that's all influencing them. So I recommend checking those out. But it really does seem like times are getting even tougher with cartoons and animation. And closing out with our final topic of the night, Total Drama Island Season 1, Total Drama Season 1 recap and review from Jacen Grayson. We're going to throw that in here in just a minute. I just want to give my brief thoughts on it because I know I've raved about the show, but I've never really talked about the qualities and things that I absolutely love. Now, the big ones here are obviously just the plot. The plot's great. It was fresh. It's still fresh. There's nothing like it. An animated, reality type show that's obviously not reality, but it's in the style of it. Chris is just one of my favorite cartoon characters ever. There's just something about him that, as you see more of the seasons, he develops into such a great character. I really want to see another season of Total Drama, but I did that video a few weeks ago, so go check that out if you want to hear my thoughts on another Total Drama season. I really have appreciated what the show did with, again, innovation. The animation style is so different and so unique. Like, if you were to ever see that again, you couldn't. You can only see that from a Fresh TV, Total Drama related show, and it really shows. They really developed each character with such a long season of close to 30 episodes, and each episode, none of these episodes are really filler because they kind of get rid of a cast member in every single episode. So you want to watch every episode to find out who's going to get the boot and who's going to stay on to continue, and it's really done well, especially with the anticipation of Heather. Look, Heather is the villain of season 1 of sorts, right? She's this mean girl, kind of bitchy, right? And not kind of. So she's so mean, and you want her to get off. Every single episode, you're like, this girl's got to get off. But you find out throughout that Chris kind of keeps her on there because of viewership. She keeps people watching, all of that, and of course, spoilers right here if you haven't seen the first season of Total Drama. But of course, Heather loses, and then she gets her head shaved, and it was a good you get what you deserve type situation and moments, and it's a fun show. There's something about it. The theme song is great. exploit the scenery, the background. They explore this island. They explore the shit out of this island. It's this big place, and a lot of cartoon shows, like I'll use the example of Teen Titans Go. They use one set for like every episode. Total Drama, they spread out throughout these islands, and especially in later seasons like Total Drama World Tour, when they go all around the world into these new locations, and it's so much fun. And that's the best part. I love it when shows explore a universe and a world. Characters like Owen, they own up to the fact that, these people are so different, and how they throw all these different type of characters together, and they have to work together, and, these are total strangers. Like, you have to imagine that. And, again, it's cool. It's cool to see them, explore a new concept like that. And then the last thing I want to mention, I mentioned this a few weeks ago as well, but they're almost on the verge of being like an Adult Swim type show. And they get so, it's almost like a show for teens or plus. They really do tackle those type of concepts, and you have to remember, this is like all a reality TV show of sorts. So it's just a lot of fun. The challenges, of course, they're outrageous, but it's cartoons, and it's the animation, and it's the plot, and it's where it's going next, and it makes you just want to keep watching. And that's what made this one of the Cartoon Network's most beloved and most successful modern cartoon shows. Now, they just brought Total Drama, they kind of brought it back last year with Total Drama: The Redonkulous Race, which was a spin-off, kind of. It was kind of a spin-off, and it was more of it focused around the Amazing Race type concept, with a new host, Don, but it definitely needs to come back. And I really, as me being a longtime fan, rewatching the show, it's so good. It really is so good, and I'd really highly recommend it. And those are just some thoughts of somebody who is very familiar with the show. Now, why don't we hear some of the thoughts from Jacen Grayson, who has never really seen this show thoroughly. He's going to give you all of his thoughts, his new, fresh thoughts on this, and we're very excited to hear his quiet type review.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jacen Grayson here from the Big Bang Network, and today we're going to be doing Animation Block Quiet Edition, because it is currently 11 o'clock in the night, right? And I promised I would do this for writer for the 20th episode, and I have a marching band competition tomorrow, so I cannot do it then. So, yeah, this is going to be the first episode of Animation Block Quiet Edition, and I'm going to be reviewing the first season of Total Drama Island. It's going to be great. Hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, let's get right into the review. So, if you guys don't know what Total Drama is for some reason, Total Drama is sort of like a parody on the reality TV show Survivor. It's basically where there's these contestants on an island, and you vote them off, and eventually there's a sole survivor, and the sole survivor wins $1 million. So it's a similar concept here, but it's animated, and it's kind of like a parody and stuff. And in this season, they only win $100,000. But then there's eventually a twist, which I'll explain later in the review. So, in this show, there's actually like a story and stuff. There's some great character development, some relationships and stuff, and they're all teenagers, which is cool to see. And yeah, so the overall winner, spoiler alert, was Owen. I personally thought it should have been Gwen, because Gwen is one of my favorite characters so far. I mean, I haven't seen any of the new ones yet. I mean, I haven't seen anything past Total Drama Action Episode 1, so I don't really know any of the new characters. So, personally, Gwen is my favorite character, although Bald Heather is also a great character. Not Heather with hair, she's a terrible character. Definitely Bald Heather is a fantastic character. So yeah, if you guys have not watched Total Drama, it's a great show. You definitely need to watch it. And basically, the synopsis or the twist with Total Drama Action is Owen won the $100,000, but he's going to give it up for the chance to win $1 million. And like 16 contestants comes back, I think. So either that or 14, I can't remember the exact number. So yeah, I like the characters, I like the story. If you haven't watched Total Drama, all of the seasons are on Netflix for you to watch. So definitely watch those if you have not watched Total Drama yet, because I highly recommend it for you guys. I give this show an 8 out of 10. It's a must watch. You definitely need to see it. It's some great television. I hope the Redonkulous Race comes back, which is a spin-off. I hope they bring it back for another season of the main show as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Animation Block Quiet Edition. If you want more episodes of Animation Block Quiet Edition, definitely leave a like and a comment. Tell Ryder you want more Animation Block Quiet Edition, and I'll make sure to stay up even later so it's even more quiet next time. So yeah, guys, this is Jacen Grayson.
Thank you so much for your thoughts on that, Jacen. They were definitely spunky, and I really hope we get to hear more of you on the Animation Block in the future. But Total Drama, just such a great show. You gotta check it out if you've never seen it, and just a lot of fun overall. So that wraps up another Animation Block for the week, and I'm very excited to do another one next week. There's some cool stuff coming. Just a little heads up right here, Storks, the new movie. Animated movie. It's starring Andy Samberg. I'm blanking on it right here. That Andy Samberg's in it. Jennifer Aniston. It's coming. It's coming next week. Now this is from I believe Warner Brothers Animation. Just the Warner Brothers Animation Studios. Same studio that brought you the Lego Movie. So if you're a fan of the Lego Movie, I recommend checking this out. Now I will be seeing this movie very soon, and I will be getting my review out there for you guys next week in next week's Animation Block. So just a heads up, if you're a fan of birds or animated stuff, or you're just a fan of animation overall, I recommend taking your kid or taking yourself to see this film. I've heard it could be a possible contender for some awards, so we'll see what happens, but a review of that will be coming. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to click, share, like, and subscribe to get more Animation Block, to get more Jacen Grayson, to get more Ryder Mitchell, and I am Ryder Mitchell, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much, and see you.